నిమిషం. Okay. Hi everyone. We have the online also. That's why I'm struggling here. Hi everyone. When you see the blue prism now, today we are going to start with the blue prism. Blue prism. What is the blue prism now? RPA. Now blue prism is nothing but the one of the RPA tool. RPA. Now why we use the RPA tools? Now to automate the any kind of business process. Now if you want to automate any business process where the RPA came into a picture. Now as of now, whatever the employees are doing manually, where they will interact with the application and whatever they are doing manually, as of now those to automate RPA came into picture. In the RPA we have the multiple tools. We have a different tools in the industry, but in those tools one of the Blue Prism is one of the RPA tool. Now what we can do by using a Blue Prism, whatever the applications, whatever the manual work as of now happening in a business level and the BPO level or the back office work, where by using a Blue Prism tool where we can automate those all jobs, those all jobs. Now when it comes to the Blue Prism, where we are learning the now fifth version, now version 5. Now what is the prerequisites for my Blue Prism? For suppose if I want to install the my Blue Prism tool, what is required in your desktop? Like basically you need the .NET framework 4.6 and above, and you need the SQL database. Why we need the SQL database means, now once you install the tool, now you will be doing the development inside the Blue Prism. Now finally where it will store that particular development data, development files, where it will store in the database. It will store in the database whichever you connected to your Blue Prism tool. Now when it comes to the Blue Prism, where you can see we have a different tabs. This is the main page
Hi,
of Blue
Dheeraj
Prism.
here.
The main page of your Blue Prism. Now,
Yeah,
when
hi,
it
it's
comes to
Dheeraj
the
here.
different tabs and different features of the Blue Prism, where we have the multiple tabs here, where you can see home, studio, control, dashboard, release and a system. Not able to see. Okay, wait, I will do it. Increase the font here.
Hi, hello.
Hello, tell me.
Yeah, actually, this is my the first session. I'm
What?
joining from today itself only. I'm joining from today itself only.
This is the first day
Okay.
class.
Yeah. So, as you told, it's required .NET framework. So, is it required any .NET skill also?
No, no, I'm coming to you. Just wait only.
Okay.
Hello, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, I am able to hear you.
Okay. when it comes to the .NET develop when it comes to the framework of the Blue Prism, where you no need to any coding skills. You just that is the framework for the Blue Prism system. Why? Because now Blue Prism is developed in the frame in the .NET. Now where they use to develop the Blue Prism tool, Blue Prism application, they use the .NET and the C# to develop the entire Blue Prism tool. That's why where we need to before we install the tool, the .NET framework should be installed inside the system. That is the why that's the why I told you the .NET framework should be installed in your system. And when it comes to the SQL is for the database purpose, where it will get stored all the data, whatever you do inside the Blue Prism, inside the database. Is it clear now?
And yeah, is it clear? And the secondary thing, okay, I will ask.
I think we will go questions in last. Like you can note down everybody can note down the questions, and where we can spend 10 minutes end of the session for the questions.
Any hardware requirements also, hardware requirements for that to install that software?
Hardware requirements? No, it's like a where
Like
basics. It's 2 GB RAM is enough.
okay, okay, thank
Okay. Now it's okay, right? Everybody. Okay. Now, now let's see about the Blue Prism now, where we have the different features and the we call as the different tabs. Different tabs are available inside the Blue Prism. Where you can see you have the home tab, and where we have the studio, and where we have the control room, and where we have the dashboard, and we have the releases, and we have the system. Now, what is the use of each and every tab or each and every feature of? There is a individual feature for each and every tab and each and every feature of the Blue Prism. Now, when it comes to the home tab, now write down what are the tabs are available inside the Blue Prism. Now, home, where we have the home tab, and where we have the studio, where you can call as a different tabs or the different features. Now, home, studio, control, control, and control, database, not a database, dashboard, control, dashboard, and releases, and the system, releases and the system, releases and the system. Now, what is the use of each and every tab? Now, let's come to the now first feature called home. Now, what is available in the home tab? Now, in the home tab, where we can see the dashboards, we have a one more feature called dashboards here. Now, under a dashboards, you can create the multiple dashboards by using the existing data. Now, always why we create the dashboards will be created for the reference purpose, where whenever you want to see any data in terms of a graphical view, where we will use the dashboard. By using the dashboard, where we can create, by using the data where we can create the dashboard under the dashboard feature, dashboard view. That now you can create the multiple dashboards here. You can create the multiple dashboards with the existing data, but only one graph you can make it to one graph you can make it to show on the home tab. Now, where you have here multiple dashboards, but only one dashboard is showing on the home tab. That is the home. We are not going to do anything with the home tab. Just as soon as you log in, it will show some data to you in a graphical view. Now, when it comes to the next one, where we have the studio. Now, in a studio, again write down, in a studio we have the two types. We have a studio, we have the two types. What are those two types? We have a process studio and the object studio. We have the process studio and the object studio. Now, what is the why do we have the two different features? Like a under a studio, why do we have the two different features like a process and the object? I will come back to this point. Before that, let's cover the different features. Now, where we have the control room. Now, when it comes to the control room of the Blue Prism, now basically the control, what is meant by control room? Now, in the word only we have in the name only we have what is meant by control under. Now, when it comes to the control room, where we can control the multiple bots. Now, whenever I call it a bot is nothing but the my Blue Prism system. Now every Blue Prism system I will call it a one bot. Now I have installed in my system. This is the one bot, and if I install in some other systems, I will call it that is a different bot. Bot one, bot two, bot three, like that. Bot two, like that. Now, when it comes to the bot, Now, as before, now before you automate any project, before you automate any process, that will be done manually by the employees, humans were doing before manually. Those we are going to automate it. Now, once you automate before, the employees are working like around 10 or 20 on one project. Now, who will monitor those 10 people or the 20 people? Manager or the lead. They will monitor those employees, those employees, from the one from that will be monitored by the lead or the manager. Now, when it comes to now once you automate, those 10 or 20 employees will not be there. Now, your project completely will run on the Blue Prism. Completely will run on the Blue Prism. Now that time you need the multiple Blue Prism systems to complete the work whatever you receive from the clients. Now, to complete that work, where you will use the okay. Now, now when it comes to the control room and all, where before is monitored by the lead or the manager. Now we are going to monitor this going to be monitored by the control room. Now you have a 10 different bots installed in your organization. Now that 10 different bots doing the different activity, different work. Now from where you can monitor that, from where you can deploy the solution, from where you can deploy the solution from the control room, or you can monitor the all the bots from the control room. That is the use of the control room. We'll see in detail each and every feature later. Now this is the just high level view. And when it comes to the dashboard, now what we do by the dashboard, just we'll create the dashboards with the existing data inside under the dashboard tab, and one more, we have the releases. Now what is mean by releases here? Now releases is nothing but, now for suppose you have developed the solution. Now you have developed the solution. What you will do, you have to provide that particular solution to the client. Now what you do, basically you will be developed multiple objects, multiple process, or you develop them, you created a multiple dashboards, and like this you created different things whatever is available inside the Blue Prism for the development. Now after creating, what you have to do, you have to give the client, you cannot give individually, like this is the process, this is the object, this is the dashboard, like that. Where we have to where we have to package it all together, as a one project. After packaging, where we do the releases. Now whenever you do the first time, whenever you are giving the solution to the client, where you do the first release. For suppose after some days they came for the changes, like they came for there is some issues are there inside the code, and they came for the changes, or they came for the new features to be added. What you do, again you will do the version 2 release 1 you have done first time. Whenever you're giving, again you will do the same code version second time release, after doing the changes inside the code, like that, where you can use the releases. Now where you have the system tab, where you have a system is nothing but, now system tab here, where you have a different options. Here you can see, here you have the process, you have the object. Inside a process you have some other options, and where you have the resource, and where you have the workflow and security. This is more about like a settings, and this is related more about the security and the options of your object studio, or a process studio, or the dashboard, or the control room. That all options and some of the creations can be done under the system. This we'll see later individually, one by one tab, whatever available we have here, like a process, object, or the resource, workflow, or the security, and the audit, and the system. We'll see each and everything later. Now, any doubts till now from anybody? Okay, okay. Now I'm continuing from the next one. Now I'm going to the development. Now when it comes to the development inside the Blue Prism, all development will be all development will be done all development will be done under the studio, where we have the two different features, that is called the process and the object. Now complete development we will do under the process studio, under the object studio. Now the question is, now why do you have the two different things here? Why do you have the object studio, and why do you have the process studio? Why can't only one option? Now basically, what we are going to do by using the Blue Prism, we are going to automate the business process. Now business process means what? There is some people working on the manual process, they will be interacting with the multiple applications, multiple digital applications. For suppose I have a one process like a member enrollment, like a US member enrollment, where they will receive the information from the where they will receive the information from the customer, and they have to validate the information. It's like a member enrollment means where we are going to provide the healthcare insurance to the member, us citizen, where he will give the data to us, and we have to take the data. The data will come from one application. That whatever the data will come from application, we have to read the data and we have to validate the data, and based on the data whatever provided by the customer, we have to create a quotation, like he might choose the medical, dental, like a vision, different healthcare plans. Now whatever, based on whatever he has chosen, we'll create a one quotation. We'll create a quotation in the sense, premiums, like how much money you have to pay monthly or yearly, like that we'll create a quotation. The creating a quotation will be done manually on the one more application. Again, after creating the quotation, where we will send a where we will enroll the whole data of the member into one more master application. Now these are all doing in a different application, receiving the data in one application, creating the quotation in one application, and again enrolling the member in one more application. After enrolling, where it will create the one ID, customer ID, it will create for a health insurance and all, where you can go for hospitals, and you can take the treatment, and you can reimburse the money. Now where we are doing this in the three different applications. Now this is only one process, but one process we have a three application, and we have a more business logics inside that, where to validate one logic, to validate the rules will be there, to take one more step there will be a rule or a logic will be there. Now whenever it comes to the Blue Prism point of view, the process, now we have a process and the object. Now how many applications do you have inside this process? You have a three application. Receiving a data one application, creating a quotation is one application, and enrolling a member is a one more application. We have a three different application. Now whenever you have the number of applications is equal to number of objects for your one. Now you are going to automate that particular process. You have a three application in that process. You have to create the three objects. Now after creating a three objects, now you have to map it, right? That is a one process, but you have a three different applications. Now how we will map it, these all three applications, by using the process. For each and every application, you will use one object, and all those three objects will call into the inside the process studio. That's why where we have the two different features called the process and the object. And again, one more question here: why can't I can automate all three applications in one object? Why I want to create the three different objects? Why I want to create the three different objects for the three applications? Why? Because means where my object can able to interact only one application. My one object can interact with the one application. If I created one object under the object studio, I can interact with the only one application. That's why number of applications is equal to always number of objects. For suppose you have one process, in that we have a five applications. You have to to automate that particular process, you have to create the five business objects. After creating a five business object, those all five objects you have to call into the process. One after another. That is the reason where we have the two different options, like a process and the object. Any questions here? Okay. Now always related to, now as I told, object is for the process, object is for the application. Whatever the actions related to, whatever the automation related to the application, whatever the interacting application. Now for suppose I want to log into application, where I told application will be integrated with the object. Now where my object only can interact with the application, where my process cannot able to interact with the application. Why? Because that is the future of the object studio. Only object can interact with the application. My process cannot interact with the applications and all. Whatever you interact with the applications by using a object, that you will call into the process. Then you will map it as a one process complete one process. Any doubts here? Okay. Now where you have the process and the object. Now when it comes to the object and the process and all, where you have to, means as I told, always you will create a objects for the application and process to map all the objects. Now where we have a feature, you can call process inside a object. and object inside a process. But when it comes to the best practices and all, always we have to call the object inside the process. We should not call the process inside the objects. Inside the objects. Why? Because finally we will run only the process. Whenever it goes for the production, we cannot deploy the objects into the production. We after once we done the development, only we can deploy the process. We can deploy the process. That's why always we have to call the objects inside the process. And one more thing here. Now one more use of the objects is the reusability. Now when it comes to the objects where we can reuse the objects. For suppose, take consider as a I have a two projects. I have a two projects like a project one and project two. Project one and project two. Now for suppose I am automating the first project as of now. Where I consider first project can be automated by using the Blue Prism, by using the RPA, where I have automated. Now what happened? Now whatever the project one you have, in the project one you have three applications. Application one, application two, application three. But application one, whatever you have in a project one, the same application available in a project two also. The same application available in the project two. But now you are not automating the project two. You are only automating the project one. Project one. Now what you can do? Now you are automating the project one. If you are automating the project one, you are automating the application also. You are automating the application. In future, if you automate the project two, you can use the same object. Now already you created object for particular application. You already created actions. Already you are interacting with the application. Already you integrated that application with the object. Now where you can reuse those objects, where you can reuse that object in that reusability, where it will reduce the effort development effort will get reduced. Now why? Because already you created that object for that particular application. Use the same one inside your second project, like that, where you can use the reusability purpose. When it comes to the object, Blue Prism is created object mainly for the reusability, where you can use in the multiple projects if you have the same application, in the two different projects. Okay, any doubt here? Okay. Okay. Now how to create the process or the object? How to create the process or the object? As I'm telling, we have the two things. One is the process and the object. How I can create the? Any doubts?
I have one doubt here.
Tell me,
So
Syed.
could you please help me? Could you please explain me on what basis the license of Blue Prism depends? Is that the number of process?
Can you come again the question?
How the Blue Prism license depend? Is that the number of process or the objects being used for?
No. It's
Or,
it's not like that. The license, now the license is not depends upon the any number of process or the number of objects. There is only one license we have for the Blue Prism. That is the equal for everything. You can create n number of objects and n number of processes. There is no different licenses inside the Blue Prism.
No. My
Syed, your voice is getting break. You can drop your question to me. I will reply to you. Okay. Now, when it comes to the process and the object,
Hello.
tell me, Syed. Hello. Okay. Now, when it comes to the process and the object, where we have the two options here. One is the process studio and object studio. How to create the process and how to create the object. Now, where we have the two different options to create a process or the object. Now, for suppose if I want to create my object, like where you right click on the object and choose a create object, and where you have an option here file and create the new, click on a new, where you can see the process and the business object. If you want to create a process, you can choose the process and click on next, where you have here the next option, and where if you want to create an object, where you can choose this one, where you click on a new, where it will create the particular object under. Now let's go with this option. Let's go with the object option. Let's create the object. Now if you click on a create object, it will ask you to the name. Of the object, whatever you are going to give. When it comes to the naming conventions of the object and the best practice of the object, where you can now Now we used to give the application name as the object name. Application name as the object name. Why? Because always my object is created for the application. If I don't have any application, I won't create object only. I won't create the object. Now why we are creating for the application? We are creating the object. That's why I will give the application name underscore object. Application name underscore. For suppose I have a application called application one something like a. I will app application one underscore object. Always follow the application name underscore object. Now where you click the next, we click the next, and it will ask you to the description. Okay, already exists application 2 underscore object. Click next, and where it will ask you to the description. Always when it comes to the Blue Prism, whatever you create, not only the object, not only the process, inside the object, inside the process also, while development time, if you create anything, it by default it will ask you to the description. By default it will ask you to the description. Description is nothing but, now when it comes to you given the name, and application name dot underscore object. Now why we are creating this object? What is the reason behind that? What this object does? What this object do? Now what you have to explain about the particular application on the object. Now where you this is optional. If you want, you can give, and again this is the better to give. Now for suppose if I created now, after 1 year there is some changes is there inside this object coding under, have to open it. Now to understand that what is that business object, what does it mean, to understand that if you have some description, then you can understand it. If you don't have any description, where you cannot understand the object. Now finish. Now where you can see under the object, where you have object, you have under object, you have the whatever object you created. Now if you open this, just double click on it, where you can see the object studio. Now this is how my object studio look like. Whatever object you create, the first it will look like this. The development of the object. Now when you can see here you have these we call as a pages. Where you have a initialize page, cleanup page, and the action one page. Note on the point called the default pages inside the object studio. Object studio are a object. What are those default pages? Where you have the initialize, cleanup, and action one. Default pages in a object studio are the object. What are those? Initialize, cleanup, and the action one. Now what I am going to here. Now you can see the difference between the pages. Now where you have the initialize, cleanup, and the action. Now where you can see the difference, where you have some we call this as a magnet buttons, where you have the like a magnet buttons and all here for the initialize page and the cleanup page, but you can see that there is no such kind of things for the action page. Why it is means, now and again you can see that if you right click here, where you have the duplicate, rename, where you won't get these options. But when it comes to the action page, where you will get an option to create a duplicate or rename it and delete, cut, paste and all. Now when it comes to the initialize and the cleanup, these are the two special pages for my object studio always. Where you cannot delete, where you cannot create the duplicate page, where you cannot rename it, where you cannot use it in another place, where you cannot copy also, paste also. Why? Because now if you have the object, initialize page and cleanup page must and should be available inside the object. Without those two pages, where object won't execute. That's why where you cannot see that option, that pages to delete it. Okay. Now where you can see in this UI, again the development will happen in this UI, and again where you will be having this side the stages. We call it as stages. Now what is mean by stages means, now by using these stages we will automate the application. We'll automate the any kind of process by using these stages. We'll automate the any process, any process. Now any process of the application, any process of the application. Now when you see how I can able to interact with the application, now I'm telling I will automate the application by using the stages, by using the object and all. How I can interact with the application, how I can integrate my application with the Blue Prism Object Studio. Object Studio. For that we have the one option called application modeler. We have a one feature called application modeler. Write down application modeler is used for the to interact with the application and to integrate application with the object. Application modeler is used for to interact with the application or to integrate application with the Blue Prism. Application with the Blue Prism. Blue Prism. Okay. Now where you cannot see this feature, where you cannot see the particular application modeler feature inside the Process Studio. That's why I told where Process Studio cannot able to interact with the applications. Only my Object Studio can interact with the applications. That is the main reason behind the why my process cannot able to interact with the application on that. Where by only by using the application modeler only you can interact with the any kind of applications. It can be web, it can be Windows, or it can be ERP, SAP, Oracle, or a mainframe, any kind of application where you have to go with the application modeler. Now where we have the stages here, where we have the stages, I will explain later about the what is in-slice stage, what is in-slice page, and what is cleanup page, what is action page. I will explain the later in the next tomorrow class. And let's see the stages. Now we have the different stages. Write down what are the stages are available inside the Blue Prism, inside the Blue Prism Business Object Studio. Now where we have the pointer, link, block, read, write, navigate. For each and every stage have the different feature. For each and every stage have the different feature. Now we call as a stages this. Now each and every stage have the different feature, as well as I cannot delete any stage from the object, or I cannot create any new stage in the object, where I can use only the available stages, whatever available inside the object, or same it is like a process also. In Process Studio also you have the some of the stages, and again those stages also it's common, where whatever stages we have available inside the process or the object, we can use only those stages, or we cannot create any new stages. Okay, any doubts till now? That we will see later. That is a different topic actually. Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism, that is a different tool. This is a different tool. Once we come to the Automation Anywhere, I will explain what is the difference between the Blue Prism and what is the Automation Anywhere. Now basically there is no much difference between the tools, Automation Anywhere and the Blue Prism. Whatever you can do by using the Automation Anywhere RPA tool, and that can be done by using the Blue Prism RPA tool. Whatever you do by using the RPA Blue Prism tool, and that can be done by using the Automation Anywhere as well. There is no much difference between the tools wise and all. Okay, any questions here? Now as of today I am going to stop the session. If you have any questions, where you can ask it. From tomorrow onwards, where it will be 1 hour, but today I am going to stop it early. Any doubts?
Yeah, so about this, actually I'm asking about the software, as I had about, I forgot the name the person. He told me you will get the software, licensed software. So how you will get and how you will install? Will I get a session regarding that?
No, I will provide you the end-to-end license and all. I will provide you the license where I will install in your desktops, your laptop.
Okay. Thank you.
Any question from anybody? Now there is one question called why we use the application modeler. Now basically application modeler, now we use the application modeler to interact with the application, and now what we are going to do basically, for the main thing by the Blue Prism, we are going to automate the already existing applications, whoever working manually. For suppose I am the employee in the company where I am working on the one business process, where I am doing a work on the application, where basically employees will do the work. Employees will do the work on the application like a web, Windows, or a mainframe, some different applications. Now I am going to automate the work whatever is done by the human, whatever done by the human. Now how human will interact with the application? The same way my bot also, my Blue Prism also should be able to interact. How it will able to interact? By using the application modeler. By using the application modeler where I can able to interact with the any application, any application. Any doubts from anybody? When it comes to the system specifications and the software, now where very basic, now you where like a 2 GB RAM and the 500 GB hard disk and is more than enough, and 64-bit processor and is more than enough. There is nothing required. Normal processor is enough. It's not like any specific configuration like i5, i10, i7 or something i3 processor. Where the basic configuration is more than enough to install the software. Where I will install in every desktops. Where if you get your laptops, and where I will for online I will install through the TeamViewer. What we will learn tomorrow, when it comes to tomorrow concept, I will start from here wherever I stop now. Today I just explained the high level view of the Object Studio, and I will explain in detail about the Object Studio and in detail features of the Object Studio and the properties of the Object Studio, and I will explain the as well as the Process Studio, and I will cover the concept called what is the difference between Process Studio and Object Studio. And later I think it will be on the next class. I will start the development. With the Object Studio. My name is Kiran. My name is Nara Kiran Kumar. Okay. Thank you for joining today. We'll start tomorrow sharp 8:30 p.m. Bye everyone.